water. Not without a little difficulty, which I expected. So hey everybody, Mark Burgess, Big East Bass Fishing. Thanks for checking out another video. I haven't shot any content in a while. Apologize, runny nose. End of March here. Had COVID like 3 weeks ago, and believe it or not, I'm still not 100%. So I'm negative, but still have head cold, congestion. So anyway, fishing season's here, so I'm gonna have to just deal with it. So today's the first day the boat's been in the water, 2024. Probably if you've seen some of the other videos, I've done a lot of work to the boat, a lot of maintenance, a lot of tweaks, this and that. You know, typical maintenance to the engine, you know, low unit, oil filter, fuel filters, water separator filters. Found a couple things that needed to get squared away. Had a leaky hydraulic steering line, which may have accounted for a situation I was encountering at high speed. We'll see if that fixes that. Apologize for the runny nose again. So anyway, yeah, in April, first day on the water. Had some upgrades to my electronics, as you could probably see. I have to get them all dialed in, make sure everything's gonna work flawless up there. So I got 3 Humminbird Helix 12s, 2 on the bow with a brand new mount. Love the mount. All the work was done down at Reynolds Boats, Chris Evans and his staff. We did full upgrade wiring, heavy duty gauge wiring throughout the boat. Everything's all networked together. So I have dedicated units. I can run pretty much everything on any unit I want, any one of the 3 units. So that's a good thing. But I have dedicated unit for Mega 360 and or Mega Live, with another unit for whatever I want. You know, mapping, charts, 2D, whatever. Side imaging, whatever I want. So I'm gonna like that. So I'm gonna get those dialed in. So today it's just basically first day out. Not planning on doing a whole lot of fishing, although I can't rule it out. I'd love to get the first fish of 2024 in the boat, and depending on everything being the way it should be, the way I'm expecting, I may just wet a line. So there you have it. We're gonna get after it. As you can probably hear the engines running in the background. First thing I wanted to do was make sure that I had water pressure, and the little tattletale piston's working. So that's important. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and park the trailer and get after it. All right. So one thing I have to do, the Mega Live unit that I have wouldn't take the latest update. And calling Humminbird Tech, you know, they said that unit, the current software version, and where it wouldn't upgrade, they would go ahead and replace it for me to the latest and greatest, the newest version with the latest updated software. But it was a known problem they had, so they said, hey, just send us a picture or a video of it doing what it's doing, and we'll go ahead and get you taken care of. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. The top unit is now Mega 360 right at the moment. That's also got a fair amount of interference, so I can get rid of that with just an adjustment. But the Live, just sitting there now, it looks fine, but when I hit the trolling motor, there's big time interference. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple pictures and a video of that. So console units back to where I want it. the way I had it, how I got it, how I like it with my presets. So I have, you know, basically, you know, navigation, chart plotting, 2D, and side imaging. Okay, so that's basically what I use here at the console. You know, to find the areas I want to fish, locate the structure, things like that, and then running and what have you, you know, water temp, all that. So that's the process, really. You know, it starts at the console, you know, and even prior to that, maybe a paper map even. Still use quite a few of those. But, you know, the charts now are just phenomenal. The Humminbird Lake Master is just incredible. So basically, you're identifying the areas you want to fish. You can navigate to them. You can, you know, you know what depth the water is, what kind of cover you're running over, and then when you get there, now you're using side imaging to look at it and further identify the areas that you want to fish. Any potential fish holding structure, hard bottom, weed beds, all that. So I can do that all right from my console. And then all these are networked together, and anything that I do back here, waypoint wise, path wise, chart wise, I can see up at the front. So once I get there and identify where I want to fish, what I want to fish, how I want to fish it, I jump up to the front. Now I'm using 360 and live if I want to further enhance and show me, you know, what is there. So up at the front, you know, I'll have a screen set up for, you know, my chart, you know, mapping, so I can see the waypoint, see the structure, you know, as far as on the actual chart. And then the 360 is going to break it down even more. So part of that will be part of one unit will be the chart. The other split screen will be 2D, to give me an idea of what I'm looking at right under the boat for the most part. And then the 360 is out away from the boat up to 80 feet, where I can see everything: weed bed, hard bottom, you know, mussel bed, shell beds, you know, logs, rocks, all that stuff, and know exactly where it is, so I can make the cast right to it. So that's the process. All right, so the console unit seems to be where I want it. The front, I'm going to go play around with that a little bit more and get those dialed in as well. So far, you know, deploying the trolling motor, I did move that. That seems to be okay. I don't want to stress it any more than you have to. There's just a lot of cables running up through there right now. So, all right, let's get after it. Frustrated. Nothing's how I want it up there. I can't get it where I want it. I hate that. So I'm gonna keep playing around with it, and I'm probably gonna have to call somebody on Monday. I got the video, pictures in the video of what the live was doing. But I can't get it. I can't get either unit up there to do what I want it to do. So ideally, the top unit, I want that. I get all the units will do everything. I don't really need all the units to do everything. I'm a simple kind of person, you know what I mean? It's just, I just need it to work the way I want it to work. You know, I don't need to light the world on fire here with technology, you know. So, frustrated. I want the top unit, basically what the top unit is doing right now, I want the bottom unit to do. I cannot get the bottom unit to give me 2D sonar. Now I can't get the top unit to give me Mega 360. somehow I lost that. So I don't know. I'm gonna end up screwing them all up and have to do factory default settings, and then go from there. So I'm tempted to pick up a rod, but I can't. I can't. Okay, I'm just too frustrated right now. Not happy with that, how that was left. I just wanted it a certain way, and it's not. I don't know why. So I gotta try to figure out why. And you know, hey, I want what I want, the way I want it, and that's that. I don't care if it's right or wrong. I just want it the way I want it, and I should be able to do that, but for some reason I can't. I have no idea how these things work together in combination, what has to be on, what has to be off, settings. You know. Right now, a lot of money, and I'm not liking it. So I'm just taking 5 and get back to it. I mean, I'm not without the tools, you know, as I think about it. 2D sonar, split screen up top with mapping. Doesn't even have a chart in it. I'm gonna replace that, change that, see what happens. But, that's what I want for the bottom unit, because when I'm standing up there looking down, the top unit is a little bit closer and just at a better angle and situation for me to look at either 360 or live, rather than have to look down a little bit more. It's more natural. So I want the top unit to be dedicated 360 and live. I want to toggle back and forth between those two on the top unit, and that's going to be easier for me to look down and see it. I don't have to be looking down at the chart all the time, you know, which is what I want on the bottom unit. So back unit's on, seems to be fine. So yeah, give it a couple minutes here and go back to it. Trying to think of somebody I can call that can walk me through on the phone. We're missing a setting or something. I don't know. So yeah. So the Mark Burgess fix is to basically one unit's doing what I want it to do, the other unit's what I want it to do. They're just not where I want them. I saw it. I can't get them to do what I want to do where they currently are. I have a feeling if I swap the connections in the back, that's not going to do much good. It'll just basically swap what each unit is doing. So, simple me, I'm gonna replace the top unit with the bottom unit. I'm just gonna take the one that's on the top now and put it on the bottom, and the one that's on the bottom I'm gonna put it at the top, and I'm done screwing with it. Still a fair amount of interference that I can't seem to get rid of on the 360. I did before. I'm gonna have to check out some YouTube videos, see if I can get rid of that interference on the 360. I did before, had it dialed in. So, and I have live, and live's working. That's getting some interference. So like I said before, Humminbird's going to take care of that for me. So that'll just be a matter of time. All right, so at this point, I've been messing around with them for an hour, and I'm at a point where, you know, I could mess with them a little bit more. Maybe I will a little bit, but the sun's up pretty good, as you could tell. I mean, we're just coming off like a year of rain. Water's wicked high. We've had so much rain. Had a hard time getting the boat off the trailer there. So that sun's, you know, beating that bank with that wood and water temp. You know, that's how distracted I was. What is that? $44. Yeah, 44. Seems cooler than what other people were talking about from other places. Probably just because of all that rain or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can catch the first bass of 2024. Like I said, the units are at a place where I can use them, and I'll just work through the little buggies that I have going on right now. So there you have it. All right, let's see if we can catch fish. All right, everybody, Mark Burgess here, Big East Bass Fishing. Appreciate you checking out another video. So I thought I would basically go through what I'm gonna start with here. Again, end of March, water temp 44.5 degrees. I got real high stained water, following like seems like weeks and weeks of rain. So what I'm starting out with, really, you know, a jig, okay, natural colored jig, with a trailer that's got a little bit of action, but not a tremendous amount of action. It's 3/8 ounce, so it's going to fall real slow. I'm going to have to just be diligent and make sure I'm aware of that. It's going to take a few more seconds or whatever to get to the bottom. And then basically, you know, leave it there to hopefully get a bite. So also going to be throwing chatterbait again, little red green pumpkin action here. You know, chatterbait, I can work that real slow. You know, my little creature bait, my little woolly hog craw green pumpkin, 20-pound test line. All this stuff's on 20-pound test line. 7.3 to 7.6 medium heavy rods. Jerk bait. This time of year, you absolutely have to have jerk bait. And this is a shallower version. It's going to basically work 3 to 5 feet deep. I have also a deeper version, but I'm not going to end up using that in this particular lake. But you definitely want to have two versions, one that's running shallower, one that's running deeper. All right, and a couple of crankbaits tied on, flat sides, red. Don't ask me why, they just work this time of year. They work all the time, especially in the springtime. You know, just again, that's a frit side right there. Red. But yeah, that's what I'm going with, and we'll just make adjustments as we need. But you know, I've got, again, real high water, flooded brush, wood, water temp 44.5. You know, a lot of these fish are going to want to get up there on a bank like that's what I'm facing right now. Just absolutely bathed in sun, drenched in sun, and I'm expecting to get a bite or two. All right, so let's get after it. Basically, I want to cover water with the bait I know will get bit this time of year. You know, this chatterbait will definitely do that in between targets that I want to throw a jig on. Okay, so I'm going to be basically throwing the chatterbait, you know, maybe the crankbait on some loose cover, you know, just to cover water, and then when I get to a more substantial target, you know, pick up the jig or creature bait and fish it with that. Alright, well that was fun, not. So yeah, been out here for about 4 hours. Everything with the boat, aside from the electronics, is all set, all dialed in. Power pole's working great, motor's working great, plenty of water pressure, live well pump's working great, steering's great. Yeah, so console unit, no issues, exactly how I want it. Front two units, not so much. I got it more or less than more. I'm gonna swap them. Just personal preference. Simplest resolution for me to do. Have to make some phone calls. I checked out some videos on the water. I'm getting a lot of interference on both the 360 and the live. The live, they're gonna send me a complete new transducer and everything. I shot a couple videos, took some pictures, and Hummingbird's gonna replace that, the latest and greatest, you know, latest update. So I don't know, the can't get the 360 to where I want it. Got it set pretty much the way I had it before, just getting a lot of interference, and I can't seem to get that out of it. So I'm gonna have to do some research for that. There's something else going on. It's not reading the right depth on that unit either, you know. So make a few phone calls, check some stuff out online, pick away at it. I mean, is it fishable? Yeah. Is the boat ready? Fish tournament? Yeah. You know, but after spending quite a bit of money to do what I did, I want it the way I want it. All right, so that's where we're at. So coming off the water here, I don't know, about 1:45, something like that. Got the Bass Nation Awards banquet tonight. Primarily, like I said, today was just a shakedown cruise, you know, and yeah, so we're all good except for the dialing in those 2 units. So we'll get it all squared away here. Tweak that a little bit. So that's it. So oh yeah, no fish. Like I said, I found 45-degree water. I hit all the juice. You know that this lake's not the greatest anyway. You know, and they got rid of a lot of the grass, and it's really high and cold. There's a ton of water running through it. But they should have been on that wood. I mean, on those super sunny banks, just absolutely drowned by the sun. Just great looking cover, and you know, I mean, I don't know, I can't tell you how many bass, and I'm sure you can all relate, you know, that we've caught this time of year, end of March. You know, it's pre-spawn. You know, they're on the wood. I mean, it's just, they just are. You know, so, but not here. Not here. It was a little too windy on the other side, you know, to fish a jerkbait or whatever. But basically, I threw a chatterbait. I changed up the chatterbait. You know, different color, different trailer, and but I was pitching that jig around pretty much to everything. You know, so should have got bit, didn't get bit. So I got nothing coming up on this pond anyway. So I'll be down the Cape for quite a bit from now on, you know, so, and they live down there, so that'll be good. So anyway, there you have it. I'll put it all together for you, and we'll get it up there, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you know, I helped you out with whatever it is that I helped you out with. All right, you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the water.